Salmon, cycling life. What is a river without fish? And along the northern Pacific coast, what is a river without salmon? Rivers are not only homes for young salmon, but graveyards for the adults, all part of a cycle that loops through forest and stream, linking everything together. The farther north you go, the less productivity is found in freshwater streams. This pushed salmon to leave and find food in the ocean, and became an adaptation that endured. The opposite happens in saltwater. Oceans are more productive as you go north. So there are enormous benefits to salmon in going to the ocean. They get bigger, faster, and can reproduce sooner. This trait of traveling from freshwater to saltwater and back is called anadromy. If leaving the river is so good, then why come back? If salmon survived their youth, that's a compelling reason to go back to the same safe place to start the next generation. This faithful homing instinct is iconic for our Pacific salmon. Salmon carry with them the fuel needed for boosting their eggs, gleaning the richness of the ocean to benefit their young and for the journey home. But the effort of a long migration upstream takes a toll. Given the distance and difficulty, it's more successful to put all possible effort into producing big, healthy eggs than to hold back enough energy to survive spawning. The term for this spawn-till-you-die approach is salmon-parity. Put salmon-parity, homing, and anadromy together, and you have the unique blend of characteristics that define Pacific salmon. Ocean nutrients carried by salmon can be tracked in the isotopes of phosphorus and nitrogen within their bodies. These nutrients become part of the stream when salmon die and are consumed by bacteria, aquatic insects, bears, and other denizens of the area. Research in Washington state linked salmon to at least 137 species that get food from these vitally important fish. Tests show young coho in Washington get roughly 30% of their nitrogen and 37% of their carbon from the previous generation of salmon. But plenty is left for other life. Studies like one conducted after the removal of the Elwha Dam prove it. After the dam was taken out, salmon made their way once more into the upper river. Marine nutrients appeared in the bodies of American dippers, feeding on macroinvertebrates, feeding on salmon carcasses. And in southeast Alaska, as much as 25% of nitrogen found in the leaves of trees comes from the ocean via salmon returns, boosting tree growth near salmon streams as much as 3 times higher than trees in other locations. Author, educator, and naturalist Richard Nelson once said, "This is a salmon forest, and there's a beautiful reciprocity here." The salmon are helping to nourish these forests, and the forests in turn are creating the conditions that the salmon need in order to survive, filtering the water that goes into the stream so that it's pure, shading the streams so that the water stays cool, dropping into the streams and creating the quiet pools that the salmon need. So the forest and the salmon are parts of each other. Neither can fully exist without the other. Photos and video courtesy of Julia Pinnock, Margie Lodwick, Michael Humling, Haley Potter-Muir, and National Conservation Training Center Creative Imagery and U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service. Ben Cody, Yuri Karpenko, Jack Dreyfus, and Thomas Meyer, and SoundJ.com, public domain. Produced by Julia Pinnock, Visitor Services Manager, Leavenworth Fisheries Complex, January 27, 2022.